Hello, friend. This is Ryan Hicks of TalkToProfit.com. Today I want to talk to you about how your inner life exposes and causes you to experience your outer life. I was in a store and I was talking to one of the employees, a store that I frequent, and I was telling him he was doing a great job because he was, and I just saw the hustle and bustle that was going on, and I'd known him for a while. And we got to talking about the store and how it operates and everything, which I'm always curious about those things. And he mentioned one of the employees there. And, well, have you ever had a problem with her? She's always getting customer complaints because of the way she treats everybody. Everybody has a problem with her. Like, no, she's always nice to me. Really? You've never had any problems with her? No. And then about that time, she comes walking by and says hi to me, very friendly. He's like, I don't understand how you have people. And then he's just stunned. Like, I don't understand how you don't have any problems. She's mean to everybody. Like, yeah, but that's not what I'm believing for. And see, so often people are going through life expecting certain things. They're vibrating a negative vibration. And then they're getting it back and they're wondering why. Well, that person's mean to me. No, you attracted that person into your life, or you attracted them to behave a certain way towards you. And we've seen this and experienced this in life. I remember as a kid, there was this one kid, and wherever he went, even if no one knew him, he would wind up getting picked on. He didn't have to say a word or do anything, and he would end up getting picked on because there was just something about the way he vibrated. Now, I'm not blaming the kid, but this is, unfortunately, people are not taught how to raise their vibration and how to operate in a certain way. And so they continue to go through life repeating patterns that don't get them the results they want. And we're not taught this. I wasn't taught this as a kid. And most people are never taught it. They go through school, they go through college, they maybe even go through graduate courses. They never are taught how to actually live and operate in this world. And yet the scripture gives very simple explanations for this, including that out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaketh, including that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, that you live up to that image of yourself, including keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. My friend, if you do not guard your heart, do not protect what is going in, protect what you're ruminating on, what you're thinking about, you will have a life that's out of control, out of your control. And you'll blame God, you'll blame the devil, you'll blame the government, you'll blame other people, you'll blame anybody and everybody except for yourself. And maybe you might blame yourself, but that's not even the right way to go about it. Blaming yourself can only be good and valuable to you if it causes you to change your behavior. But for many people, blaming themselves is just another way of them casting blame and excuse and not dealing with the situation. Well, I just wasn't taught this as a kid. So, you now know, why aren't you doing something about it? You can't blame your parents your entire life. At some point, you have to be an adult and say, you know what? I've chosen to continue down this path. Maybe I wasn't taught all the right things. Maybe I didn't learn the proper way of handling finances. Maybe I didn't learn this and that. And you can go through all these things that maybe you weren't taught. Maybe you didn't learn. Maybe you even taught the wrong thing, the opposite thing. But at what point do you step back and say, you know what? All that might be true, but I am choosing to change it. I'm going to renew my mind to the things of God, to see His abundance, to see the infinite abundance all around me, to see the goodness that's available to me, to see His goodness flowing through other people who otherwise wouldn't be good, but yet when they come in contact with me, if they come in contact with me, which is very important, it's going to be a good, positive experience because I'm vibrating at a level that will bring about only positive, only things that are true, only things that are just. I can only bring about those things. And I go through this in my book, Co-Creators with God, explaining how this is why Jesus taught about be ye therefore perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. This is why when He taught to pray, that you pray, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. The perfection, the joy, the blessedness that is what we call the heavenly experience, you pray for that on earth. And you believe for that on earth. And yet many people, they may rattle off the Lord's Prayer, but they don't believe it. They have no faith. It's not mixed with faith. Because they go around and they'll say things that are negative. They'll say things that are destructive. They'll say things that are the opposite of heaven on earth. The opposite of God's will being done here, right here and now. And that may be something that you were taught. That's absolutely possible, but you have the choice as a man or woman of God to stand up and say, no, I refuse to follow patterns of the past, to follow what I was taught or what I was programmed in. If it's working against me, I'm going to renew my mind. I'm going to do the things that are right. I'm going to be perfect as my Father in heaven is perfect. I'm going to speak forth those words that are pure and edifying. I'm not going to lower myself to speak like the world and speak doom and gloom and negativity. I'm not going to allow doom and gloom and negativity into my heart. I'm going to guard my heart because I understand that out of it flow the issues of life. Out of it is coming my experience. And I'm not going to allow trash into my heart, filth and depravity and things that are hindering and negative and destructive to me. They can't get into my heart. I refuse to allow that. And listen, you have to be honest with yourself. Watching the news is not being informed. It is programming you negatively, programming you against having the life you want, programming you against success, against prosperity, against abundance, against righteousness. Most social media is the same way. It's programming you against all the goodness of God in your life. The movies are the same way, television shows, many videos online. So much of it is contrary to your good. It is contrary to God's grace, and it will absolutely cause you to experience more negative, low vibrational experiences that you don't really want. And yet you keep filling your heart with those things and then wondering why you're getting the life you're getting. Now, even if your life is going fairly well, it could be going 10 times better if you were guarding your heart and only thinking about those things that are pure and just and lovely and of good report and virtuous and true and honest and of all those good, positive things. If you were thinking about those things and you guarded your heart and prevented things contrary to that, contrary to sound doctrine, contrary to the goodness of God and His grace and mercy and blessing in your life, then your life would be so much greater. I don't care what position you're in, how great you feel life is right now, it would be even better if you haven't been doing those things. Now, for many people, the reason their life is good is because they are doing those things. People will ridicule, people will talk about it as being foolishness or whatever. That's fine. They can live their lives and experience all the garbage that they want to experience. And they really don't want to experience it, but they don't want to put in any of the effort to renewing their mind and to focusing on those good things. But that's not you. And you can't look to other people and their criticism or even approval. None of that matters. You have to focus on doing the right thing and being like your Father in heaven. Walking as He would walk. Speaking as He would speak with boldness and confidence and goodness and blessing. You can wallow around in the world and their depravity and the negativity and the news of the day and the uproar and whatever is the big thing that day, because it's always going to some new negativity. Or you can remove yourself from that system completely. Stop wasting your time and life on those kind of things, thinking about those kind of things, and think about things that are good, things that are pure, things that are true, those things of God, God who is love. When you focus on that and think about that, and that is your worldview, that's how you look at life, then that will become how you experience life. My friend, I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.